Hello and welcome to episode 19 of my podcast, The Pocket Stylist. I've got a really special guest today, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Erin, who another lady I met on Clubhouse, and I've been chatting to for probably about 6 months now. So Erin, thank you so much for coming on my podcast. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell everybody, first of all, a little bit about what you do? Because this is how we kind of got chatting, didn't we?
We did. We met in Clubhouse, you're right, about 6 months ago, I think it was. I'm Erin. I run Busy Bee, which is a virtual and social media assistant profession, I think it's called. Quite often VAs keep their real name, whereas I like to have it separate. It helped me do that whole getting used to videos and talking, because it's like acting, even though it's the real me, I can become more confident if I think I'm doing it under the Busy Bee thing.
I think the first time I saw you, sorry to interrupt you, you had
It's
yellow dungarees on with bees on them.
Yeah, I really got into dungarees in the last 6 months. I quite like my dungarees. Maybe that's an age thing, which is weird because it's normally kids that wear dungarees. But yeah, I went through I still go through a stage of wearing dungarees. So yeah, I'm a VA that I help entrepreneurs and micro businesses, small scale businesses, to keep on top of their business admin and their social media, because obviously that's a big integral part these days of business, since we went onto the more online stage with COVID and lockdown and everything like that.
Yeah. And you know what though? And you are amazing at Instagram Reels. And I have to say, I find myself sitting there sometimes with some of your Reels just in hysterics, because some of them are so funny and you just do it so easily. So yeah, if anybody would like to go and have a look at Erin on Instagram, definitely do, because her Reels are fantastic. But listen, we always talk about, on my podcast, we talk about clothes, we talk about fashion, we talk about style in lots of different kind of ways. Tell me, listen, what is your relationship with clothes? What kind of, have you ever felt about clothes going back when you were younger? Do you have a good relationship with clothes? Where are you kind of at with clothing?
I hate clothing. That doesn't mean I like to be naked all the time, but I just hate clothing, mainly because of my size. So
Okay.
I come from a family that we're all big people. It's in my genes. I can say that officially because I've had a DNA.
Have you?
Yeah, I've had a DNA thing, so it says that I'm predispositioned to be a bigger person.
Oh wow.
So that's how when I'm eating that extra Snickers bar, I can say, it's not the Snickers bar, I'm predisposed. So yeah, I'm a big girl, so my brothers and my sister and my mum and my dad. Obviously, boys, dead easy, they just wear trousers and stuff when they grow up. My mum was never very makeup or clothes orientated. It wasn't her thing either. So I didn't feel I really learned from my mum which I think mums do, don't they?
Yeah.
My mum wasn't like a girly relationship mum. My sister hung around her best friend. Her best friend's mum was a makeup salesperson in Boots.
Ah.
So she taught my sister how to wear makeup, and she taught my sister about clothing and stuff like that. And my sister is she's a businesswoman, quite high up, so she also has the income. And I've always looked to my sister as that she's very stylish, and she seemed to just always know what the right clothes were to wear, to like you've done on your little shorts that are on Instagram.
Yeah.
She could tell me, oh no, you shouldn't wear that because that's accentuating the wrong part of your body, and things like that. So she would love it when I needed to go shopping, because she would come with me and drag with me. Her biggest pet peeve though, and it's not right, I don't think there's anything wrong with them, is that she's got Kwan. She reckons it's all about the underwear. So she goes on at me about my underwear.
Yeah.
And it's like, hang on, this is a brand new bar. Oh, have you had yourself measured? Yes, I have had I'm 45. Yes, I have had it measured, thank you. Well, you've not paid the money. It's like, oh, just leave me alone. my sister.
But
Just
do
leave
you
me
know
alone.
what? It's really interesting. Just picking you up on that. We've covered this on the previous episodes. When you get the scaffolding right underneath, which is your bra, it definitely helps how your clothes sit, because you position the bust where it's supposed to be. You give your bust a good shape and everything like that. And actually, what
Has
you
anybody ever said though that if you, my sister, she's going to kill me for talking about her breasts, but she's worn the same size bra her whole life. It hasn't changed. Whereas I yo-yo diet, so I've got probably about 20 bras under my bed, all of different sizes, because of the fact I'm always putting weight on. And the first thing that changes is my breast, because obviously I lose weight off my back,
yeah.
which then changes that back thing. So I always say to her, I've just lost weight again. You're picking me up on my bra because I've lost weight again.
Yeah,
Or put
but
it,
it's true though, isn't it? And this is where, with everything we wear, we have to be conscious of our shape and how what we wear, because it can all suddenly look different when we wear different styles and shapes. So is your sister, God, you can't keep talking about your sister. Is your sister
still love it.
a plus size lady too? So because you said all your family has that gene.
Yes, but she's a different shape.
Okay.
So even though I would say, because again, she diets like me as well, but she's got fantastic legs,
Okay.
absolutely fantastic legs. Um, and everything else is up, her
Yeah.
weight is up top. I tend to have that I've always had, so I would say, is that a pear shape, I think? The
if,
way that
if
she
your
is.
if your hips are wider than your shoulders, but predominantly wider, then you'll be the pear shape. But if
See, I'm an hourglass shape. I'm definitely an hourglass shape.
okay,
I managed to get into, for my 40th, I'm very proud of it. I managed to get into a Jessica Rabbit dress
nice,
because of the fact that when I do lose weight, it used to be anyway, prior to 40, it
yeah,
used to go from my waist. So even though I was still bigger, I could still pull off an hourglass dress shape.
yeah,
The dresses that I wear now, that I think that I wear for every single wedding I've been to in different styles, are like the rockabilly dress, the 1950s with the netted skirt underneath.
yeah,
But it has to be that it's got the butterfly, or the bosom one. I don't know if it's called the butterfly. So it's not the one that comes up to round your neck. It
yeah.
shows the breast and has
Like
straps.
a bit like a period style strapless. So
Yeah.
it's shaped to the bust, and then you see what it does. It fits you through the torso, into
Hmm.
the waist, and then it curves through your hips. Which actually, what it does visually, it creates the hourglass shape, because you've opened up what we call the décolleté area, which is above the bust and into the neckline, and then it fits into the body. So now that's really interesting, because what lots of people always say to me as well is, if you're a plus size lady, or they say to me, yeah, but I'm slightly bigger, so all I want to do is cover. And
Mm.
actually, when you talk about any lady, whether they be an 8 or a size, for example, 28, then we never just cover. We don't just cover, because we want to create shape. We want to create definition into the torso and everything like that. So I'm assuming, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, the dress that you wear to the weddings and the whatever you go to an event, or the dress that you wore to your 40th, you absolutely loved, because the shape it created, and visually the image that you saw back in the mirror was an image that you loved, that came back at you.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the dresses of the weddings, I agree. Some of the dresses, I think I've got different styles of these dresses, and the ones I've got two that do cover up the décolletage area,
Yeah,
and that felt to me wrong.
yeah,
I felt like I was choking myself, and I wore them, but I didn't overly like them. The dresses where I always feel nervous at social gatherings anyway,
yeah,
but the dresses that I wore there, that had the heart-shaped neckline, that's what it was, heart-shaped. I felt more comfortable. The Jessica Rabbit, I felt amazing, mainly because I would have never worn a dress like that. And for a year, I dieted and worked my backside off to fit into that dress.
But
And so I was very proud of that.
But you know what's lovely? You talked about feel. They made me feel good. And this goes back to everything I always say to people. Everything you wear must make you feel good. If it doesn't make you feel good, you don't wear it. So if you look back in your, in your life when you were a younger lady and when you were a teenager maybe and everything like that, did you tend to not wear that styling? Did you tend to like cover with more like the sweatshirt and the jeans or that type of thing? Did you not feel as confident when you were younger to show off your shape?
Definitely. I mean, to be fair, I'm still not confident about it now. I still cover up now. My go-to outfit is a pair of jeans and a hoodie. And
Okay.
that's what it was like when I was a teenager. If I wasn't wearing my school uniform, which was sort of like it was sort of like, I mean, I'm all for uniforms at school because it felt like everybody was wearing the same thing
Absolutely.
and it made me feel more comfortable. But out of that, well, when I was really young, it was the 80s and the early 90s. So cycling shorts were
Yeah.
an in thing. So I used to wear my cycling shorts because I still like to do a lot of keep fit stuff then. So it was cycling shorts and baggy t-shirts. And then as I started to grow breasts, the t-shirts became baggier
Yeah.
and the jeans. And because I wasn't slim, but that was at my slimmest period when I was in my early teens. And then as I got older and older, by the time I met my husband at 16, I was into grungy jumpers and jeans. University, it was CNA because that's all I could afford, CNA when I was at university. But yeah, even now I have a collection of hoodies, probably got 6 or 7 hoodies hanging on the back of the door. I don't wear cardigans, I don't wear jumpers. If we go out the house, even on a hot day, if we're going somewhere that I might be seen, a hoodie gets put on because
Oh,
I
wow.
hide. That's why, I mean, that's why I was saying to people about the whole reels and everything when I first met you 6 months ago. And that hasn't overly changed. I don't like my body shape. I get very stressed out at buying clothes. That's why I messaged you about this wedding that I was going to.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
loved the idea when you said about, because also now I've got the leg brace. So I've got this lovely dress that I should have worn 2 years ago before COVID to a wedding. And it's high at the front. It's from Roman.
Yeah, so
Do
it's
you
like an
know
asymmetric hemline, is it? Higher at the front and longer at the
front
back?
and back,
Yeah.
absolutely. But now that I've got the leg brace, the shoes that I wear, I can't wear any of the high heel shoes that I'd bought for it. So I was like saying to Richard, I feel very self-conscious because it's high at the front. All you're going to see is my leg brace. And then you suggested trousers. And I thought, I think that I might actually go for that. And so that's what I've been doing since you suggested it. I've been looking at the different high-waisted trousers and
Yeah.
things like that.
So for the people that are listening, I asked, didn't I? I said, anyone who wants to start it, let me know what you want, and we'll get it put on to Instagrams in my 30-second style tips. So your style tip was, your request was, I'm going to a wedding. Can you give me some ideas of what to wear? So
For
obviously.
a bigger lady.
Yeah, for a bigger lady. So you've just alluded to the fact I said to you a really nice dress, maybe pop it with a wedge or something like that. Or you could wear a really nice wide leg trouser. Now, let me tell you, now I've got you here, I can tell you why I said that. So absolutely. So if the dress you're not going to feel comfortable in your leg brace, we ditch that idea because then I know that actually we could give you the most stunning dress, but you will still feel, looking in the mirror, looking back, you will probably see the leg brace before you see anything else a part of that dress, unless you go to the floor dress. You could
Yeah.
do that. You could go real floor length and do that. But a wide leg trouser for a plus size lady is incredibly flattering because you get the trouser from high waisted. So high waisted is the kind of god to flatten any kind of tummy line and create a beautiful, sleek lower body. So you could go high waisted trouser, which means it comes in at the waist. It's then going to skim over the hips and straight down. Okay, so therefore incredibly flattering. You can then, obviously the leg brace will go underneath, so that works perfectly as well. If you're going to do a high-waisted wide leg trouser, you must make sure that you rebalance the shoulders. Otherwise, you will appear like you look like a funnel, because you're going to be narrowing the shoulders and wider at the hem of the trousers. So when I say to you, you have to rebalance, that's when you could have a really nice shirt. So maybe like with a collar, doesn't have to be, you know, fitted formal. It could be silk. It could be one of the beautiful prints this season. It could be colourful. It could be anything, because it could look really nice. Or you could even do like a V-neck top, because obviously we know that a round neck, if you're bigger busted, is going to make you pitch like a shelf, and all you're going to look like then, Erin, is all boobs, which we don't want that. So if we give you, you could even do, so you could do like a V-neck to open up. You could even put a top very similar to the style of the top of that dress that you really, really like. So, you know, you said some of the, like you called it the heart-shaped dress. You could even put a top like that with a trouser like that, and then give yourself like a long line blazer. So it looks really, really modern and fresh.
I was going to say, I've seen that style, but it's sort of like the heart shape. It's like a basque
Yes,
with then a jacket over the top.
Yeah, but then you have to think it would work for you, but how comfortable would you be? And then we've got to go, okay, if you're going to be at a wedding all day, that could be uncomfortable. So what you could do is go for something like a blouson style top. So a blouson style top means you've got the upper body garment and it just tucks back in on itself. So Phase 8 are brilliant for doing these as a style. But what you have to do is make sure that you don't go too big. So sometimes with the blouson style, you actually have to drop the size, because otherwise we want your body frame, we still want to see your torso, we want to see the your arms and things like that. What we don't want is that round shape, because if you go round shape and wide legs, everything
I'd look like I'm in a tent.
There you go, that's it. Everything's just going to appear wider. Whereas you still want to create that hourglass shape. So there are still some beautiful tops that can still give you definition.
You said as well to tuck it in, didn't you?
Yes, because then you create the upper and the lower body. So you create a symmetry of upper and lower body. A blouson won't tuck in because you've got too much, then you're going to have too much. But a shirt you can tuck in, or even another style top, you don't even have to tuck all of it in. You could just pin tuck it through the front. But, you know, we just want you to create a symmetry and a balance. But you could do that, definitely. And just thinking about what you said, right, your go-to is jeans and a sweatshirt. It would be really lovely for you to have maybe a relax. So this season, there was lots of relaxed workwear. So beautiful wide leg trousers that were incredibly flattering. Some of them still had the elasticated waistbands that we saw, you know, throughout the whole of lockdown.
Is there any particular material that you would advise for these wide leg? Because obviously they come in different, linen, cotton.
So I would go more of a cotton, because you feel the heat, and I know you feel the heat. So definitely don't go for a fabric that is going to heat you up on either your upper body or your lower body, because you're going to feel so uncomfortable. I lost my train of thought then. So with a fabric, maybe go for cotton. Don't go for linen, because linen will crease. So if you, and listen, some people love linen. Some people absolutely love it. For me, it's a real pet hate, because I'm quite neat and tidy. I hate anything that creases. And if you think about linen, if you sit in that for a meal, you're going to get up and look very unkempt. So a wedding, we still want to look, you know, still chic from the minute we get there to the minute we leave, you know, when the bride and groom go. So I would always look for a denser fabric. So you'll find some of the, I'll tell you who has got some really nice wide leg trousers, and that's Marks and Spencer's this season. They have knocked it out the park with high-waisted wide leg trousers.
I'll have a look.
Go on.
was going to say, what about colour? Because obviously, as a big person, you tend to gravitate towards black because, I mean, I don't now because obviously I've got the bumblebees everywhere. But if I was looking for trousers, I would automatically go for black trousers.
You don't
Is
have
it better to go for more colourful?
Yeah, so anything that is deep and dark as a tone will always make something appear slimmer than it is. So black, navy, chocolate brown, deep purple, a real lovely deep like emerald green, you know, real dark green, that lovely kind of almost more like a moss green. So you can still go with other colours on your lower body, you know, definitely a white, for example, will reflect the light. So white will always make an area look bigger because the light comes onto it, it bounces off, and therefore it reflects bigger. So you know, if you could even go for like a real, you know, like a real raspberry tone in a trouser, because it's still deep and dark. Though all those colours carry exactly the same properties as black.
Mm-hmm.
And not unless but if you felt more comfortable in black, you could either do like a monochrome look for the wedding. So you could do black and white. You know,
Yeah.
you could do black trousers, black top, white blazer, for example.
Yeah, I always used to go for black. It'd be like I only used to have black and white t-shirts kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, as I've got older and I've got braver, I tend to mix it up now. So I do like colour. So like my bumblebee dungarees that are yellow.
But then don't forget, on the top half, you could go with a print. You don't have to go with block colours. You could get a print. Now, print is interesting, okay? Because print, whichever print you go for, it detracts the eye. Because basically, if you think of a print, you're looking at so many different aspects of it. You know, if you've got, for example, a print that's got floral on it, and it's got pink flowers, purple flowers, green flowers, orange flowers, red flowers, the eye is desperately trying to catch which part of the flower. So what you have is, with something like a very busy print, the eye can't catch it. So therefore, again, it makes the area look smaller because it's such a busy print that actually it almost strobes the eyes. You know, when you can't then catch a specific area. But you can use print to work with your scale and proportion of your body. So if you went for an incredibly massive print, then suddenly the area becomes bigger. So you still have to keep the print in proportion for your body, but that's where you could then add in different colors. So if you wanted to go with, I don't know, a navy wide leg trouser, you could still go for a lovely print that's got purples in it, greens in it, anything like that. So you can still wear more color because you don't want to be too dark at a wedding. You know, you want to be, you know, your personality is really fun and jovial. And I've listened to you for so many months on Clubhouse. We don't necessarily want you in deep, dark tones all over.
No, I like to embrace the colour now.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how are you going to do for something on your feet?
Well, I have my go-to Converse.
Not for a wedding,
Erin. I've got Doc Martens. I've got boots like that. So as I could wear because I've got to fit the brace in and then fit my foot in. So I can wear boots, but they can't be heeled. They're going to have to be flat.
So does the leg brace sit almost like a sock kind of thing that you have to put your foot into?
I know your podcast people can't see this.
Yeah, no. So for the podcast people, Erin is just showing us. Okay.
So that slips into my shoe.
Oh, got it.
And then I strap it around my upper calf.
Okay.
To hold it in place.
Okay, so what you could do as the leg brace goes inside your shoe, what about something like a really nice loafer? Because say for, you know, like like a foot glove kind of footbed loafer, because that would sit really nice inside it, and they still
come in handy this shoe room office of mine.
For the people who are listening on the podcast, Erin is in front of her rack of shoes, so she's actually showing everybody the shoes.
Yeah. So like that.
Yeah.
So that's like my husband's beach shoe.
Yes, but that's got like an espadrille sole. So yeah,
Yeah.
something like that can still look incredibly elegant for a wedding.
And especially, I suppose, if I'm going to go for a coloured trouser, it'd be
Yeah.
quite nice to get the shoe in the same colour.
Not necessarily. You could go for a different colour. So say you go for a navy, it depends on what you put on the top half, but if you went for a navy trouser, you could go for a red, you could go for an orange, you could go for a lovely rose gold. You can go for anything because navy is a deep dark tone. You can still kind of spice up your outfit with different materials such as the metallics or the espadrille, but that's what you could do instead of going for, I don't know, an open-toed wedge, because that might not be as comfortable for you.
Yeah, well, I don't think I could wear an open-toe wedge because it has to. My foot has to be on the top, has to be covered to a certain extent because it's not strapped around the bottom.
Oh, there you go.
So
So
if my foot can come out of the shoe, the whole brace will come with it.
okay, so that's why then a loafer or that type of shoe or a pump, well, see, not even a pump, because a pump you'll never keep it on, but I would go for something like a lovely, really nice loafer with maybe like a buckle on the top, or do you know what I mean? You can play
Yeah.
with it, but it would be enough so that, I know it sounds silly, when you then, I don't know, go shopping or you go out, you could wear the loafer, a pair of jeans, and a different top to the sweat top.
I do have some tops. Especially I go on out with my son at the moment. Every time we want to go out for a meal, he walks out the house in his hoodie. It's like, we're not going out. Look, I've made an effort. Get your hoodie off. I'm not wearing a hoodie. You can't wear a hoodie.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do.
I went out with my daughter the other day when we were both at a horse show, and she said to me as we both walked out of the horse box, she said to me, "Oh no." I said, "What?" We both had denim shorts on, and we both had blue sweatshirts with white writing on. She said, "I'm going back to change." And it's just habit. You kind of gravitate to certain things, and that type of thing. But has that helped?
It has. I was just going to say that a friend of mine came over we went out for lunch the other day. My 18-year-old never laughs when in public.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
has his own sense, but he doesn't laugh at things I do. And I decided I would make an effort because we're going to the pub. So I was wearing jeans with a white strappy top, and I'd bought I don't know what the fabric, like a white muslin shirt.
Yeah.
And I had it over the top. And as I opened the door to my friend, it was actually jean shorts I was wearing. She had jean shorts on with a white strappy top and a different muslin white shirt, but still one all the same. And we just burst out laughing because we haven't seen each other for like months.
Yeah.
And then we were both stood in completely similar outfits. And my 18-year-old came out the kitchen and just burst out laughing. And he said, "Oh, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, look at you two." So it was quite funny that we'd gravitated to wear the same outfit. But yes, what you've told me and the advice that you gave me through your Instagram, your 30-second reels, which I think you should really keep on doing because I think they're brilliant, has really helped me. It's given me confidence to go and have a look at
And half of that
things.
that's it. You've got to go and have a look. I'm just sitting here thinking as I'm talking to you, you know what? Because you feel the heat, but if you've got like that little vest top on that you said with your jeans, you could wear a really nice caftan, like a little caftan cardigan that gives you the brightness and the colours that is an
What's a caftan?
alternative. So imagine it's very light. So the one I'm thinking of has got lightweight cotton, big wide sleeves, and you throw it over like a cardigan. It's really, really
Oh, right, yeah.
And you could add in, like print and colour. I am determined to get you out of that hoodie one day, I'll tell you. So I want to give you...
many a person has tried, I can assure you.
So I can give you... Go and look on Oliver Bonus's website. No, I'm wrong. Watson and White. Go and look on Watson and White's website, and they have got a beautiful selection of caftans, and they are stunning. So for anyone who's listening, if you like that kind of look, have a look as well, because there are some really, really nice pieces on there. So listen, I'm conscious it is the time is knocking on. I know you're a very busy lady. I have had an amazing chat with you, but we always have a good chat.
It was good.
Erin,
When I interviewed you, it just flew by.
I know. Tell people, because obviously I told people right at the beginning that you do amazing Instagram reels, but tell people where they can get hold of you, where they can see you, because I do not want to be giving out your Instagram handle and it's wrong. So tell people where they can come and see some of your Instagram reels, especially the one with the toilet roll. That was just brilliant. And then
Sarcasm.
yeah.
My tags are the same across all platforms. So it's the @symbol Busy Bee Bolly, but it's spelt with 2 Z's. So instead of busy BUSY, it's busy as in BIZZY, B Bolly as in Bollinger.
Oh, nice. Is that
Sorry?
where it came from?
No. I live in a village called Bollington.
Ah.
So the busy is, I'm very close to Manchester. So, and I went to Manchester University. So the bee comes from the Manchester bee, but it's not a worker bee because I like cartoony I like bright colours and cartoons and things like that. So I decided I was going to have a bee, and then I thought, but I don't want to be just busy bee because that's normal and I want to be different. And I liked the way, because I used to teach, that the word busy sounds like it's written, it's written like it sounds. So I thought, no, I like the word busy. So when you're saying it's busy, and then we couldn't have that as a website because there's already one there. So my husband created Busy Bee Bolly because that's where we live.
Nice.
And it's just easier to have the same tag across all platforms.
Isn't it just? It is absolutely. So thank you so much for giving up your time.
Thank you for inviting me. You're my first podcast.
Oh, nice. But thank you for coming on and having a good chat. I hope everybody has enjoyed the conversation. I hope you've picked up some tips and hints along the way. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks, Erin. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.